Hello everybody, and this is going to be an unboxing of the Mushakage Gundam. It's an SD Gundam. So this is in my possession because I was looking for 300 yen it retails for. 30th in the series of SD Gundams way back in 1989, made in Japan, because it's a retooling of this very first RX-78-2 SD model kit. Hidden inside there, you know, he's dressed up, he has extra parts and what have you to make this Mushakage. But I'm only really interested in this little fella because it's incredibly hard to get hold of the original kit for this. I was bidding on it on an auction and it went for something like $100 US. Ridiculous, but I picked this one up for a little bit less than the 300 yen I was asking for, and it's pretty much the same kit anyway, and I'm going to build it. I'm not going to pay $100 US for a kit that I'm just going to keep in his box. What's the matter? Junior here is working on the build strike. What's the matter?
Star build strike.
The RG one. This little piece goes in there. I'm sure that doesn't go in there. Have a look at the instructions again, will you?
I'm looking at it. I clicked.
So carrying on, inside the box, very small box, there is just one bag of sprues, instructions, usual comic strip, which is what, part 24. Here he is. If you've watched the SD old cartoon, you would have seen this. Black and white on one side and colour on the other. So here you can build him up as the Mushakage. Mushakage feet, completely different. He has those little shield things on the sides of his arms here. So here we go. In this section here, you're able to. He has all the parts. You have all the original parts, so that you can make the oldie RX-78-2, which is what I want. Let's open up these bags. So the old type of stickers. Unlikely to use these stickers if I'm making the RX-78-2, so I probably need to find some decals for this guy. So shall I make it brighter? There you go, you can see him now. So he's cast in a
Blue.
Yes, a bluey colour. On the camera it's a bit lighter. I boosted it so you can actually see something there. It's all snap fit. So this is the original sprue, and it says dated here 1989. But there must be a livery. So this is what this other part, which is of his samurai musha type bits, and it's got the BBs here as well. And this, what do you call this thing? Is it a spear?
A spear.
So with
You called it a knife on a stick. This was the older version of this was made, and then there were future regenerations, and then they knew how to make some more detail.
Additional parts, right?
Yeah.
This is an additional part that they put on. So yes, this one is the extra head, Musha style head. He has an extra feet, and there's weapons, the BBs for his BB gun, new feet, and the huge V fin. Look at the V fin. The reason I like this sculpt here is because look, tiny V fin. I just love the sculpt of this one. Color separation. Look at that, the entire thing is one color. So one of the benefits is the original one you would have had over this recast is that the whole thing was white, or a pale whitey greeny color. This one is all blue, so I'm going to have to paint over all of this in a base coat of white, probably. So there we go.
It's just 3 sprues.
And the metal spring we have for the BB gun. The moulding isn't perfectly smooth if I'm focusing on his face. So there is a bit of...
It's a bit sandy.
It is. There's a bit of grit in there. So, well, there's such an old kit that you can expect that. A lot of masking work and hand painting to be done to get this one to
But
look
if
right.
we feel it, it feels smooth.
Look at those tiny little beam sabers.
Titchy.
Alright. This is what it looks like, all assembled in his, was it Mushakage, guys? So, yeah, basically all the white bits are the extra parts that he's been given from the original #1 of the SDBB Senshi kits. None of the stickers have been applied. Let's get him in his proper RX-78-2 look, shall we? And in his, for me, much preferred original RX-78-2 font. So much painting to be done for this solid mass of blue monochromatic plastic. And you can see pegs here. They've added pegs here to accommodate these shieldy things to put on his arms, but I have to trim those off. I don't want them. And his BB gun, or BB bazooka. I love that. This will go very nicely with my Zaku original vintage SD. He doesn't have poly caps, so, and you can see I've not trimmed off all his pegs yet. A lot of work is going to go into this one, so I'll firm him up, add some poly caps into his arms, make him better later on. But this is a preview right out of the box. He doesn't fit very well, I must say. Look at the seams on this guy. Even if you squeeze them together, I think with a bit of glue it's not going to be a perfect fit. Just, if you're interested in the articulation, that's how much his legs move. His arms go all the way around and his head swivels a little bit, but even if you turn it slightly, he gets risen up on his collar. This huge gap there and his head's about to fall off there, so you're not going to get much articulation with these old ones, but I just love the aesthetic. The new SDs just don't look like this anymore. One for the collectors. Okay, hopefully next time you see this, it'll be fully painted up and all puttied and smooth and all the seam lines gone. I'm going to be doing the Zaku together with this one in a pair to save a bit of time on the prep work. So come back later. Oh, and by the way, apparently the wife tells me that translates to, "You can build me too." How cute is that, eh? Bye!